What's up, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with Tesla SPY in the overall market. I'm also going to break down why the market has a bullish catalyst right now, which could help Tesla push higher, what you should be watching for as time goes on. But just note that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out my Weeble link. If you deposit any amount of money, you're guaranteed 12 free stocks. If you deposit $500, you're guaranteed 20 in total. Deposit $25,000 or more, and you're guaranteed 75. Offerings in just about 2 weeks from now. Anyways, now let's talk about what's happening with Tesla. So far, Tesla's holding up decently. It's a little bit flat in the pre-market, but there is an attempt to try to push closer to our 20 EMA around this 224 area. So there's some potential right over here. On the other hand, we actually have the S&P 500 and SPY breaking all-time highs, as we saw buyers defend us at our 20 EMA and more buyers continue to step in. So as of right now, the market remains bullish. There's a good chance we continue to pump higher. Now, what's going on? Why is the market pumping? Well, we had some news that came out. We have all these earnings, by the way. Just as a reminder, we have TSMC that just came out. I'll talk about that in just a second. And we also have Netflix after the market closes. So this is what the earnings calendar looks like. But this came out right here. US listed shares of TSMC rise almost 10% in the pre-market after the quarterly profit soars on AI demand. So this is big news for semiconductors, which is bullish for Nvda and the others out there. So once again, very, very bullish to see this potentially playing out. Their net income was once again above expectations at $10.1 billion. Net revenue is also not bad, up 36% year over year. And if you look at the specific earnings, they did very, very well, beating on what we expected. It's not bad whatsoever, at least for them. We had good guidance as well. The forecasts are once again pretty good after they beat on earnings. So that's a very, very good piece of news for them, especially because of strong AI demand, which is once again what they cited. So it's very, very good news, at least thus far. When it comes to other pieces of news, when it comes to the economic calendar, I just want to mention that we have initial jobless claims coming out. This is once again above expectations. Everything else is so. And then I also want to mention that later on, I think we're very close to this report. We just basically have this industrial manufacturing numbers that are going to be coming out for production and such. Look for some volatility at 9:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And besides that, there's not really a whole lot else that's coming out. So just be very, very patient nonetheless. For other factors out there, I just want to mention that there are a couple of things affecting the markets. We are seeing the market hitting new highs, continuing to rally. We're not quite at our, uh, you know, we're not quite at the peak yet, and the market still has more upside potential. There's also some talk about how Amazon's investing $500 million to develop a small modular nuclear reactor. This is pretty cool stuff, at least for them, to help once again with utility companies, and they're teaming up with many energy companies in the process of doing that. And finally, we have TSMC shares on the rise after we saw a very, very nice amount of growth and very, very nice beats on earnings. So that's what we're seeing right now for the markets. What does this tell us? Well, obviously, SPY is very, very bullish, and this is good news, at least for us. We held above 579 our uh, 20 EMA very, very well. And now we're trying to push up higher. I said in my video yesterday, I do anticipate the most likely move is us pushing higher, and that's what's happening. So we're going to likely surpass all-time highs and continue to push closer to about 586. And if that breaks, I think that 588 is our next target. So this remains more bullish. If we were to lose 585, this is the previous all-time high. We'd be looking for this gap fill back down to 582. As of right now, this looks more bullish, so the odds are favoring it continuing to push closer to the higher 580s. Now, that could be a catalyst to help Tesla slowly inch its way up higher for about 224. So there's potential for Tesla to try to follow the trend in the markets. I think there's a good chance of that potentially happening. On top of this, when it comes to ES is looking a little bit more bullish. We have the 5920 areas are resistance. If that breaks, we're looking for basically 5930 is our next target, not to mention other supports from there. If we lose 5,900 flat, we're looking for our next support at 5880, but this still remains more bullish. I think there's a good chance we continue to pump. So watch to see how this ends up moving, but so far there's potential in this. As far as Nvidia goes, this looks a little bit more bullish as well. We're looking for 140 as our resistance. If this breaks, we're looking for 142. TSMC is helping this pump as well, so it's a good attempt to break the highs. So there's most definitely potential in this. If 138 fails us, we have this gap to fill back down to 136. But this remains more bullish, and 140 could be attempted to break for 142 plus. Bitcoin is once again, it was dipping, but now it's trying to hold support. So watch and see how it ends up reacting right over here. We have the support to watch for 66,434. Might dip a bit towards that before it tries to rebound, but overall it looks more bullish. For ARM, or sorry, NQ, we're bullish as well thanks to this. We have this imbalance to fill. So if we hold above 20,500, I'm looking for 20,628 as our targets, not too far from the highs. To turn bearish, you want to lose 20,410. This is still favoring the upside direction, so it still looks more bullish. The QQQ also looks more bullish as we have this very important imbalance to fill as well at 497. Same thing with Aapl. As long as we don't lose 230, we are favoring a move back up towards 235 potentially. So it looks more bullish. The IWM Russell 2000 is also looking more bullish. We have this resistance to watch for at 227 and supports down here at 225. This is still favoring upside, so watch to see how this ends up moving. For others out there, we have Coinbase. Coin is looking more bullish for 212 as our target. If that breaks, we're going to pump higher. So it still looks more bullish as long as you don't lose 208. Amazon is now trying to rebound with the market. So we have an imbalance to fill, which should take us up to about 188. 188.5 should be coming, and we'll see if it breaks that to get to 190. But so far, it looks more bullish. Meta is also looking a little bit more bullish. We're trying to push up for this target. As long as we're above 581, I do favor 584. And then if that breaks, 586 is next. But nonetheless, we still look more bullish. Microsoft is more bullish, trying to push up higher for that 420 target. And then Google's also trying to hold up as long as we're above 166. The odds are favoring us pushing closer to 168. So overall, we're doing a good job. I also want to mention that the VIX is looking more bearish. It could be dipping closer to our 200 EMA at 18.37 as the market remains more bullish. This could be used as a catalyst to help push Tesla up higher. So it's a good piece of news, and 224 is not out of the table. So far, we look more bullish. Please keep that in mind, guys. For now, the bulls are still have the bigger edge. So we just have to be very, very patient nonetheless. I do want to mention we're about to get this data release, so I won't be recording when it comes out. So just be mindful of this. We have manufacturing numbers and industrial production, but the market has a lot of bullish momentum, especially over the last 24 hours. The market started off on a weak note yesterday morning, but then it got a nice bounce holding its support. So like we predicted, I said upside is looking more probable, and that's what's happening thus far. Once we open, there could be even more upside, but like I said before, we're at all-time highs, so you always want to be careful. So keep that in mind as time goes on. As Tesla progresses, I'm not saying it's going to explode, but I do think we could slowly inch our way up higher for that target as long as we don't lose 220. The odds are favoring 224 is the most likely coming next. All right, so I thank you all so much for listening. I will try to be back in a couple of hours to give you guys another update. Until then, I thank you all for listening. Make sure you watch your levels very, very closely, and we'll see how things end up going from here. The market could be very tricky, so be ready for some interesting volatility. The Bulls have the bigger edge, and I'll see you guys in just a couple of hours. Thanks again, and peace out.